Hi there and welcome to the video. If you're new here, my name is Nick. I'm a reseller. I buy stuff and I sell it on the internet, hopefully for profit. That's how I earn my living, and this channel is where we share the whole process of what we do. I run this channel with my wife, who is also a reseller. So if you're interested in how to make money online or how we make money online, please think about subscribing. We put out 3 or 4 videos every week showing our whole process. Hi there. Before we get into this video, it's now a couple of days later and I filmed an extra bit and tacked it onto the end of the video. So I just wanted to say, stick around till the end. There'll be a bit of an update. All I'm going to say at this point is, do not count your chickens before they've hatched. No. Do not count your eggs before they've hatched. Do not count your, you know what I mean. Don't get too excited about the value of something or how much you're going to sell it for until you've tested it. That's all I'm going to say at this point. I'll see you at the end. For this video, I'm going to talk about selling bulky items on eBay. Now, I've got a really bad habit. I tend to buy stock and then I will put aside the awkward, bulky items that need testing, cleaning, all of that. I tend to put them to one side and deal with the easy stuff like the media and toys and games, stuff that is my comfort zone, I guess. And I end up stockpiling bulky, awkward electronics and, well, the sort of stuff I'm about to show you. So I have bitten the bullet. I have picked out 10 items that really need attention, really need to get done. I've laid them out and I'm forcing myself to get all of these cleaned, tested and listed before moving on to anything else. So while I've got all this stuff here, I thought I would go through and talk about it. Talk about where I got it from, how much I paid, how much I'm hoping to get when I sell it on. So I thought it might be interesting. So that is the plan for this video. Okay, so here's all the stuff. I'll go through in a bit more detail in a second. But as you can see, it's big, heavy, awkward, and also fiddly in some cases. All the way down to a portable toilet here. So what have we got? If we start at this end, we have a Morphy Richards Roma Pump Espresso coffee maker. Now this came as part of a huge haul of stuff I picked up last year. It owes me very little. In that haul, it probably owes me no more than a couple of pounds. But it's not great. It's almost a bit of a fail, really. There's not a great deal of demand for these. I think I'm going to shoot for about £20. There's very little in it, but it's bulky, it's fairly heavy, so I just need to get it dealt with, get it cleaned up, listed, and get rid of it. So that's the first item. The next item, this is a lovely piece. This is an Olympia. I think it's 1960s, it might even be earlier, 1950s. It's made in West Germany, and it's a really lovely piece. It's in exceptional condition. There's very little wear or damage. Absolutely beautiful. So it's also in its original case, which again, there's a couple of little scuffs on it, but they may clean off. It is really nice. Oh, can't get in it again. So the top end of what this model has been selling for is about 65, so that's what I'm going to aim for. I think in this condition, it's even got this little tool here, which I assume is for cleaning the little, what would you call these? Don't know, the letter stampers. So yeah, I'm going to shoot for the top end, 65. I can't remember, I think probably with shipping on top on that, but that's a really lovely piece. Next one is, I think, a bit of a fail. This was in a car boot sale video. Oh, I didn't say where I got that. We picked up a job lot of stuff from a friend of Andrea's. Somebody that Andrea knows through her Pilates class, who was clearing out lots and lots of stuff. We went and we bought a great big heap of stuff, which included that typewriter. It owes me roughly about £10, so a nice little pickup, that one. So back to this. This was in a video of a car boot sale, right at the end of a car boot sale that was still sat on a stall. I think I paid £2 for it. It's Playmobil, it's a pirate ship, but it should have a sail here. So it's missing the front sail. It should have another sail like this here. I think it's missing something off the front. It's filthy, but that's not a problem. Cleaning it up is not an issue. It's just missing bits, and I think I might struggle with that. So as for price, I really don't know. I just need to get it on, work out what I'm likely to possibly get back on it, and get it moving. It's big, it's bulky. Yeah, just needs dealing with. Next is this ice cream maker. Now today, it's Thursday today, and it is like the hottest, I think it's predicted it's going to be the hottest day on record. So what a perfect day to get an ice cream maker listed. Now the maker is Cuisinart. You can get more expensive models of these which have a refrigerator built in. This one is kind of a cheaper version. If I just show you, I actually tested this last night. This version, you have this part which you put in your freezer. You can hear it has liquid in it, and you freeze it, and then it has a little part that connects to that cog. You put your cream and sugar and everything, whatever it is, in there, your chocolate and nuts, and then the whole bowl rotates, and this little mixer is kept static by the lid. So when you turn it on, the bowl inside rotates, this part actually stays still, and everything gets churned up. So anyway, that's what it is. Ice cream maker by Cuisinart. And I'm going to shoot for £45, which is the top end of what these have been achieving. Most, for some reason that I looked at, have been listed on auction. Now I think people will be looking for these right now to buy and get delivered. So I'm going to do it same day delivery, buy it now, as in same day dispatch. This will go by Hermes courier probably, and shoot for 45, which is the top end of what they've been finishing at. So yeah, I'm hoping I'll get that listed today, and I'm hoping that will sell within the day. Then we've got, let's do this amp first. PV amp. It's an American brand, but this is made for the British market. It has, if I can get it out, hold on, has the UK 3-pin plug. Now this again came from the big haul of stuff I picked up last year, and it's just been sat in the office because it needs testing. I no longer have an electric guitar. I actually got rid of my electric. We still have an acoustic, but so I need to take this around to my brother-in-law's to get it plugged in and just test it. But this is good. I'm going to aim for £100 on this. It's a PV Backstage Plus. I don't know who this young lady is. There's a sticker on there, so I'm going to attempt to get that off. And it is filthy. It has sat around and got just filth all over it. So this needs a thorough clean, a test, and as long as it's running fine, I'm going to aim for £100. As part of that haul, it's really hard to know how much exactly I've invested in it, but it'll be around sort of £15 to £20 roughly that I've got in this. So yeah, that should be a nice flip as long as it tests okay. So onto these keyboards. This huge Casio, this is a Casio CT656, again part of the huge haul I had last year. At the time when I picked this up, I did a little bit of research and I was finding completed listings at £100 plus. I actually looked into this last night and completed prices were fetching nowhere near that, but that's what I'm going to aim for. I'm still going to go for the 100. I am officially an idiot. The reason, by the way, it's now the day I am publishing that video. I've just put all the clips in and edited it, just about to upload it. But I've had a realization. The reason when I looked up that Casio I was just talking about, and it wasn't fetching anywhere near as much as I thought it should, because I've looked it up before, the reason is that keyboard is a completely different one to the one I'm thinking about. The one I'm thinking about that I did get in the haul last December, I've already listed and sold. I think I got 125 or thereabouts for it. This is a completely different keyboard that I picked up at a jumble sale. You may have seen it in the video. We squeezed it into the back of the Mini. I am such an idiot. I just got confused with keyboards. So ignore my, exaggerated valuation of this keyboard. What I looked it up for is what I'm likely to get. I may have thought I'll list it for £100. It's so funny actually watching that clip back, because it's like, I looked this keyboard up last night and they don't seem to be selling for much at all, but I'm going to list it for £100 because I know best. No, Nick, you're an idiot. That was a different keyboard. This one is only worth, I can't remember, 40 or 50 or whatever. Anyway, just putting this in to let you all know that I am an idiot. I'm talking about a different keyboard. So yes, bear that in mind. This one you may remember from a recent car boot sale video. I picked this up off a chap who couldn't find the power lead, so I had to go back at the end of the boot sale and see if he'd located that, which he had. I paid 12 on it, and this is a Yamaha PSS 680, and I'm going to shoot for £60 on the Yamaha, and like I say, that owes me 12, so that should be a nice little flip. So next we have this BBC. Again, this was in a car boot sale video a couple of months back. I picked up this BBC along with a whole box of software and magazines. It has a disk drive. I paid £35 for that whole bundle, but it did have a mouse in it, a boxed mouse. I've managed to sell that for, I think it was 70, or might even have been 80. It was a really crazy price just for the mouse, so that has put me in profit on the whole deal anyway. So effectively everything that's left owes me nothing. Now, had a bit of a problem with this. I'm still thinking I might make a separate video because it's quite an interesting story. I did fire this up. It did the beep boop, the booting noise, and the red lights came on, but then smoke billowed out of it, and basically it is still open. Let me show you if I can with one hand. There you go. This power pack fried, basically. Smoke was billowing out of it and it died. So the plan was to get it repaired, but I have looked into everything and I don't think it's worth bothering with. I don't think it's worth the time, money and effort. So I'm going to list all of this as one big bundle. So the BBC, which I can describe as it did boot up, but the power pack is now fried. It just needs a new power pack, or the power pack repairing. But I'm going to list the computer, all of the software, the disk drive. It has the ROM chip in it to run the disk drive, which is great. So I'm going to aim for £100, even in the condition that it's in, because with the disk drive and the ROM chip that's in it and all of the extras, I think that's potentially achievable, but I will have offers on it and take the first decent offer I get, I think. Because remember, it owes me nothing now because I sold that mouse for silly money anyway. So yeah, we'll see how we get on with that. So the last couple of items are here. We're going to end on the toilet. Yeah, this is nice. You may remember in a car boot video I picked up this, which is a Vaporetto 1500 by Pulte, an Italian make. It's a steam cleaner basically, and these are quite sought after. It's got all of its attachments, all sorts. So I assume that's for windows. It's a high pressure nozzle. So I picked up, you may remember in the boot sale video, I paid £3 for this at the boot sale. It should be a comfortable 50 plus shipping or thereabouts. So again, it just needs cleaning and testing. It's quite filthy, but once cleaned and tested, that will be an easy listing and hopefully an easy flip for about 50. And finally, we have a Royal Potty portable toilet. Now this came from the same lady that sold us the typewriter and a bunch of other stuff. Now this is unused. It was bought for a certain purpose but never used. If you look in here, it's very clear, oops, that it's never been used. The chemicals are still sealed. Now these retail at about £80, I believe, brand new. So new but without the packaging. I'm going to go 60 with free shipping. Now it is quite bulky. It's about sort of 2 foot square ish, but it only weighs 4.7 kilos, so it's not going to cost masses to send. So I'm going to do it £60 free shipping, and if I can get that, I'll be quite happy. So there you go, those are the items that I have picked out. This is the sort of stuff that I get in that terrible habit of leaving because they're bulky, they're fiddly, there's testing and cleaning involved, so there's a lot of potential profit in this stuff. I just have to get into the habit of dealing with it quicker and not letting it build up. So for the rest of the day, I'm going to be methodically going through one by one, cleaning, testing, doing the photographs and listing. I'm going to start with this ice cream maker because it is swelteringly hot today. We're in the middle of a heat wave and this is going to be a hot seller. I actually tested that last night. I have cleaned it, just need to do the pictures. I've even done a draft, so this is almost ready to go. So that'll be my first, and then we'll just work down the line and get them all done. So hello again. As I said earlier, it's now a couple of days later. I just wanted to do this little recap just to show you the reality sometimes of reselling, particularly with electricals. So the coffee maker that wasn't worth much anyway, I just needed to move it on, only owed me a couple of pounds. When I came to cleaning and testing it, it was just in a mess. I dare say it would work, but to resell just wasn't worth messing about with. So that I'm just writing off, I'm just getting rid of. The big keyboard, the big Casio, I had never looked in the battery compartment, and it had 6, well they weren't still there, but at some point it had 6 of the great big chunky batteries, these, I think they're D size. And they had blown, and it was a god-awful mess in there. So that took me best part of an hour to clean that up. I did get it running on batteries. I couldn't initially, but eventually I did. But I've had to declare there's still some of the mess left in there. It's not great. So that wasn't ideal, but I did manage to salvage that. Then what else was there? Oh yeah, the Vaporetto, the little steam cleaner unit, does not work. The heating element I think is blown. That was why I got it cheap at a car boot sale. But there is a silver lining with that. The accessories for these not only fit that model, they fit the more up-to-date models, and they have value. I'll probably get most of what I was hoping to get back on the accessories, or at least some of it. I'll certainly get plenty of profit out of my £3 investment. Right, I've actually just looked up all of the accessories I'm going to sell from that steam cleaner, and I will probably end up with more than selling the whole unit as a bundle. You can part out the extension cord, the nozzle, the high pressure nozzle, the brush endings, even the little safety cap, the safety release valve on it, that's worth about £10 on its own. So I think the fact that that's not working was frustrating, but as now I've come to look at it, all the accessories combined I think will make me more money. So every cloud has a silver lining. I'm quite happy about that, and these will be easier to ship than the whole thing as a bundle, but it will take longer. That's the only downside. I will have to list, I think it's 7 or 8 lots I'm now going to list rather than one. They will almost certainly take longer to sell, but it's not, it's not a terrible loss, let's put it that way. I think that's it. I've tested the amp now. My brother-in-law sadly has sold his electric guitar, same as I have, but friends of ours kindly let me take it around to theirs and test the amp, and that is running fine, so that has been listed now. But I just wanted to add this in to show you the reality of buying and selling at car boot sales, particularly with electricals that you can't test there and then. And there will be a percentage of stuff that simply doesn't work, which is why I try and get them as cheap as possible. Anyway, that's it for the little insert. I'll go back to me a couple of days ago and wrap up the video. Thank you for watching. I hope there was something interesting in there. Drop me a message below, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.